Good morning, traders and investors. Here we are on Tuesday, kind of a mixed market. Well, it was mixed. Now the bulls, what are the bulls doing? They're taking control. Got a lot of random news out there. AppLovin gets hit in the after hours. We'll cover the torrid trading action in that. The government. We'll discuss what new stakes, potential new stakes, or what may be misinterpreted as new stakes. Not much on earnings front. AMD back on its path higher. Special guest today, 8:35. Luke Jacobe, former president of Benzinga, a great colleague of ours, a guy that makes some good calls. Get your pens and pencils ready for when Luke comes on. It's a Tuesday. Pre-market prep starts right now.
The volatility right now is really incredible.
Wow, look at that consolidation on the upper right chart.
You know what we've seen this earnings season? Some of these expected moves get even more violent. And this is why I have switched my strategy 10 years ago. And if you're chasing, you're in trouble.
All right, good morning, team. Here we are. We're not looking at ICE. We're looking at the S&Ps up 2.25, way off that pre-market low, all-time closing high from yesterday. Let's improve on that at 87.75. Should we be concerned about this dollar rally? Well, we shall see here, up 41 cents at 98.22, actually coming into a major area of resistance. TLT flat, 88.60. USO trying to get off the 72 mat, down 4 cents, 72.83. GLD just keeps on going, up 79 cents, 365.17. SLV over 44 by a few pennies in Bitcoin. Give it a little back yesterday, down $805, 125,510. Let's bring in Triple D this morning. And Triple D, sometimes you get up at like 6:30 and like, what are we going to talk about on the show today? And then bam, 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 news. Here we are. Market's up again, Dennis. News flash.
Just buy the dip blindly. That's all that is working right now. Forget about the shorts. I mean, last night we get a 10, 12 point sell-off because looks like this government shutdown is going to continue. Well, we already sold off in the government shutdown, and we already know they bought the dip. So you think they're not going to buy the dip again? Of course they're going to buy the dip. I posted in the STN room last night. I'm like, they're probably going to buy the dip. They already did buy the dip on this. So, of course, I bought the dip last night, along with a lot of other traders probably buying the dip last night, and all those traders rewarded once again. We rallied 15 handles right back here. So, I mean, just blindly buying the dip is just working fiercely right now, and that's the bull market. That's what we're in right now. It is a dip buying market. It's been a dip buying like 5 years, really, since 2022. Not 5 years, I guess 3 years. But it's just blindly buying the dip just continues to win money.
Well, some dips are harder to buy than others. And I think you can attest to that in AppLovin after the close.
Well, why, Joel? That works again, too. Why? That works. So I would say I disagree completely. I mean, I don't understand why it bounced last night, but here it is once again bouncing. So we were trading this last night. Brentster could come on. Let's say hi to Brent. He could give us the news.
Good morning, Brent.
An update.
Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing today?
This. Yeah, good. Good day. We get this SEC probe yesterday. We're covering this live, obviously, on STN as it's breaking, and the stock's just collapsing. It closes at 587. Well, it goes all the way down like 545. And then she bounces, closes at 587. Then she starts dipping after hours. And we try to play it for a dip a little bit after hours down to 570. But then they come out with some news last night, because obviously Bloomberg report the SEC probe is there. And they come out and they basically don't defend it. They don't say like, oh, we believe we've done everything correct and we're just working along with regulators. They just said we're working along with regulators. They didn't say anything about like, oh, we believe we've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's and are doing everything squeaky clean. Yep. Normally, you'll see a company do that. When they don't say that, that's a red flag. So that they're just working with regulators. So stock falls another $37 from 587 all the way down to 550 again last night. After that their statement didn't really have any defense in it at all. But she's coming here this morning. blind. I go to bed. The stock's like 565. Coming this morning, it's 597. Come right back. I mean, I don't know. Like you had some thoughts here too, Brent. You're just like, maybe this is just this market. This is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, intern in the chat last night was like, this is a good lesson how much this market can just be violent, rip your face off. We're watching this thing fall. It falls below $600. We're like, oh my gosh, it's below $600. It fell below 550. It fell to a low of 545. When you have these things, like you were saying, Dennis, you want the company to come out and just, I mean, they could have said, we believe we didn't do anything, but they didn't say that.
No.
They didn't say that. That's what mattered. That's what the market just wants, a little bit of reassurance here. Investors want just a little bit of reassurance. And in my opinion, App provided no reassurance at all.
Yeah, they don't give any reassurance. And it falls probably just, back down to 550. And then anyways, they just can't help themselves overnight. The retail community just will buy the dip regardless. They don't care about regulators, probing. They don't care if the company's not squeaky clean. They don't care if the company's headquarters looks like it's straight out of Boiler Room. They just come in and blindly buy the dip, a la IONQ yesterday. I mean, the one place looked like an apartment building. That one looks like a school. Those things opened down 3%, and they started buying them all day again, those quantum stocks. So, I mean, that is, really the title of the show here. It's just blindly buy the dip. I mean, we could have that title of the show almost every freaking day. And I mean, I sound frustrated here because we're so separated from all fundamentals. We're so separated from logic. Like somebody was coming up, and saying something yesterday, and they're doing all the numbers and crunching all the numbers and why, these stocks are overvalued. And I said, where you're flawed? You're using logic in a market that cares zero about logic. All it cares about is these stonks are going higher. Stonks go up. That's where we're at. We're back at Portnoy again. When he was throwing darts, he's like, I'll show you how to make money in the stock market. He's got the dartboard. He's got all the letters on there. And you throw 3 darts, and you get 3 letters, and then you just go buy that stock. We are back to that again, folks. We are back in that environment. This was 2020 all over again. We are fully back there. Where the party ends, who the hell knows? We know it was ugly in 2020, end of 2021, early 2022. But the Fed's cutting rates. Trump is supporting the market. I mean, we have a much better macro setup here, too. So to come in here and just say it's over, let's, get out. I mean, yeah, we got to keep one finger ready on the sell button because a rug pull can happen anytime. But I mean, if you are playing this market from the short side, you're just losing on everything.
And that alludes to my comment here for App. Like you throw the scenario of, they just can't wait to buy the dip. The retail coming in, looking at the double bottom on the 15-minute chart. To me, I think about there actually are people that are still shorting this market. Not me in particular. You got to give it a try every once in a while.
Yeah, I try all the time.
There's 15 million shares outstanding, right? Of short on this stock. Also, if you think about it, maybe sophisticated investors with long positions that also sold calls against it, are using this opportunity. So there was the big drop. There wasn't a knockout. There was a knockout punch yesterday when the company didn't really take a strong stance. But to me, I mean, all these people that have been in pain since the gap up, it did fill the gap yesterday at 555.50. The first time it went through it by $10. But to me, I look at it as, wow, man, just at 745.61 on September 29th. And now to me, just like the total contrarianism of my take is like, wow, a $200 drop on something that we don't even know if, is true and what's going to happen. I mean, think about UNH too and how long that saga.
Well, we do know it's true now. So that was the thing is like it was probed. Like, I mean, on the AppLovin here, a 150 point drop is the funny thing is we do know that it's true because the company commented on it and said we're working along with regulators. So we get the Bloomberg report, they're getting probed. Company says, yeah, we're working with them. Basically, that's what they said. So we do know it's true. So, I mean, I'm just like challenging the snapback. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the thing gets it all like 620, 630, 650. And a week from now, we're looking at $700 again. That's the market that So, I mean, SEC probes are never a good thing. And again, market justly sells it off. The algos are correct, sell it off. But the buy the dip mentality there, they don't care about an SEC probe. You know, and just repeating myself here, I mean, that's the important point here, is that it's not so much that this sell-off was not justified. It's the dip buying that's up $50 from the lows and probably like gonna continue to climb. Like, I'm not gonna try to short it because they're out there and they don't care.
Keep an eye on the close from yesterday. It's $13 away. Keep an eye on your news. That's the only, halfway back on this thing would be up to 650. I think you got too many caught, long for it to get up there, and to buy the dippers will be parceling out, but it's going to calm down. It's probably going to, it's going to trade into 600s. It might get back down to that closing price for yesterday. But I would just say, there's bad news out. We don't know how bad. I think you're going to see some choppy two-way price action in this thing. Wait for a little bit of consolidation and watch the news. I mean, that's really all you can do on this. And it's going to probably take a long time to play out, similar to the whole UNH scenario.
I just think like you got to be blindly buying the dip on everything and just blind squirrels winning nuts all over the place here. So as frustrated as I can sound from a short seller perspective, it's why I'm not shorting stocks. It's why I'm like in the room and I'm like, I'm half hedging now. I run market neutral strategies and I'm half hedging them because I'm making way more money by just being long. I mean, that's the market we're in right now. And eventually you will get a rug pull. And I've been saying the rug pull, like Steve Strauss was doing some great research, just talking yesterday on it as well. And saying, we are way, way, way overbought on a lot of names. And I'm like, this rug pull, eventual rug pull is going to be awesome. But to time it, to fight the trend, and then to think about the landscape that we're in, like we are lowering interest rates. We do have a president that is very stock market friendly. We do have a lot of reasons to think that this party could continue. So, the punch bowl spiked, and they're going to spike it more. And the thing is, like we don't know if this is midnight. We don't know if this is 9 o'clock. We don't know where we are. But we do know that, valuation doesn't matter on so many stocks right now. So if you're sitting here and crunching your numbers and saying, I'm shorting more IONQ because it's trading 250 times revenues and their headquarters looks like it's an apartment building, I think, that analysis is useless in this market. So let's go to more useful analysis here. And you know what is useful? Is the headlines. The headlines are always useful. And if you're not watching the headlines, you're missing so much money because every single day we are being driven by more headlines. Take TMQ, for instance, here, Brentster. Talk to us about Trilogy Metals. You were breaking this down in STN last night. Brentster covers the news so well.
Thank you, Dennis. So Trump last night signed an executive order. They are going to be opening the Ambler Road project back up. This is in Alaska. It's a copper, gold, cobalt mine. It is run by Trilogy Metals. Company announcing and the U.S. government confirming that there will be a 10% stake by the U.S. government. There's also warrants to buy, I want to say like another 7% of the company. TMQ stock this morning trading up $5, $2 stock.
They're buying penny stocks now. The administration's going in and buying penny stocks now. Trilogy Metals. Look at the explosion. There is no person in this world more powerful than Donald Trump right now. He's got the Midas touch. He mentions a 10% stake and stocks explode higher. And here you have a stock, a $2 stock. And this stock, nobody really got the memo on this one here, Joe, because this thing was just sitting there at $2.09 with absolutely nothing going on for the better part of the last month. So I don't think we can come in and have one of these and say, oh, who knew about this before? I don't think anybody knew about this thing. The explosion higher here this morning. There's another company, Brentster, Northern, which you were digging up, Northern Dynasty Minerals, NAK, and they also have Alaska operation up here, which could benefit from this road opening.
Yeah, they do. So if you look at the chart, if you look at like a 1 or a 5 minute chart from last night, you can see that NAK is the ticker, spiked about $1 right as we were hearing Trump mentioning Alaska. In my opinion, I think it's less of it's that this company could benefit. and more that when Trump was talking in the Oval Office last night about to sign this executive bill, the algos were just grabbing anything with a project in Alaska. He started talking about Alaska, and I think the algos just went, oh, NAK, Northern Dynasty, they have Alaska exposure, went for it. Then it turned out that it was TMQ, and NAK sold off a little bit, but I mean,
And then it just rallied anyway.
it's still up 30 cents. This is a $1.60 stock. It's still
Yeah,
up 30
it's up
cents. Right now.
27% anyway. So this basically is nothing to do with this company, but doesn't matter anyways because it's got metals in the name or minerals in the name. Now you just got to run searches. And I was joking with you last night, but not even joking. Just start looking for penny stocks that have metals or minerals in the name because they're going to go. So chat, hey, pre-market prep, you guys can help us out here too. If you see a penny stock that hasn't moved yet, it's got metals or minerals in the name right now, it's a candidate to grow up a lot. Welcome to 2025 trading. Just look for the name, look for a cool ticker symbol, look for anything like that, and you can bank some coin.
We did not get the memo in January on this stock. That's when the memo went out. They started the year right at $1, just over $1. Had a nice rally, had a spike last week. I'm not sure what that was related to. Trading at the highs of the pre-market session. I'll just give you one number, and this is a new all-time high in this. 749. That's only 40 cents away. So see what happens at that pre-market high. TMQ throwing the volume around. 43 million shares have traded, and boy, oh boy, actually it actually had a big day yesterday, but we'll see what continuation. I mean, do you want to stand in front of this thing? I don't think so.
Jay's digging and looking. Keep digging. I want the chat to dig. Yes,
metal.
We know this is called sympathy. Look for sympathy metal stocks. They're metal, minerals. Give me all your metal and all your minerals, not gold and silver. We know what gold and silver. Your metal stocks. Like go under $5. Find all the stocks that have metals or minerals in the name and let us know. Write them in there. Who's doing the research? Let's go. You're going to get.
That's what we pay you guys for. That's what we pay you for, is for your research.
ASTS blowing up here right now. What is the news here, Brentster? Do you have a headline here? We see it. I see a form, a filing at 816 right now as an offering.
Wow. Let me guess. What do you know? Why not? Why not? Why not do an offering?
ASTS just dropped $5.66. Digging. It's a race. Digging. I have Form 424B5. ASTS offers $800 million in common stock. We have an offering in ASTS. And this is what they do too. When the stocks are experiencing irrational exuberance, it is prudent. No, it is not dirty of the companies. It is very prudent of the companies to sell more stock to the dumb retail investors that continue to buy it. So that is what you're doing this morning. They were saying, yes, thank you very much. We're burning cash and we will raise another $800 million at obscene prices. That is where we are. So you're going to see many more offerings keep coming here because, yes, from a valuation perspective, and the one thing about companies is companies do care about value and they are running companies based on business. So when you have your companies trading at ridiculous valuations and going up relentlessly here, eventually offerings come because these companies want to raise cash to make their businesses stronger, a la, think about GME all those years. Think about where GME would be without the offerings. GME would probably not be a company anymore without all those stock offerings. So actually they can work out in the long run, but in the short run, obviously, it's going to knock the stock price down because it's dilution. So down 7.39%.
This is maybe a nice place to remind everyone that is a trader that the reason a corporation goes to the market. Triple D, can you hear? The reason a corporation goes to the market is to finance their business. So doing an offering is a way to get financing. This is literally why the companies are doing this whole thing.
It's the best way when your stock prices are going nuts. It's the way. This is the way. Mandalorian style. This is the way. So it's not surprising. Expect it. When your stock is trading whatever it is, 200 times revenue, or, just flying up, you can expect that offerings will come. Now, does that mean the party's over? Not in this market. They usually buy the dip on them anyway. So I would not be like, oh my gosh, I got to get out of all my ASTS today. No, it's probably going to be another dip buying opportunity. We may wait for the price, maybe you wait tonight, you get the pricing, and then that pricing often acts like a floor. So I'm not by any means saying the ASTS party is over, because there'll be 5 people that just tweet at me giving me hate because I said bad things about their stock. I didn't say anything bad about this company. I said good things about this company. They are being prudent by selling their stock when it's ripping higher. If they were selling at 50, well, that's not that dumb, but they're trying to sell it up when the stock's at 72.90. That's pretty darn smart. Stock goes up 40% in 4 days. Let's do an offering. That makes a hell of a lot of sense.
So where do you think they're going to just, I know this is very preliminary, but
Yeah.
do you think like 67, 67.50, just based on that initial reaction? Or you think they'll have to go a little bit lower? Because
that's the
probably not
good
a
thing
bad
about
call.
this market too. What a great question. This is a good thing about this market here too, Joel, because they don't have to go as low as they would if this market wasn't a rip-roaring bull market. But imagine the demand that's out there right now. They're like, oh my gosh, I can get ASTS on sale. You get a notice from your broker and saying, do you want to participate in the $800 million? Absolutely, I do. Absolutely. You know why? Because you're buying the stock at a discount. So yes, the answer is yes, I do want to participate. And you know what? You get the stock at like 67, and you flip it out at 70 because they won't even go down to that price. So this is, again, you know, when you're in a bull market, like this is the perfect time to do an offering. Prudent management. So don't get mad at the management saying they harpooned your stock and all mad because it went from 72.90 down to 67.74. This is prudent management running a company the way it should be run. Stock price goes too high, sell some shares, raise some money.
And I'll just, and I know you guys are probably sick of hearing about the SoFi offering at 2072. How long did it hang out there, right? Or the NBIS offering at 92. Oh, those people, they're pretty sad about that. I mean, you could just go on down the line. Now, you know, biotechs, it's a little bit different. You know, that money's coming in, they're funding projects and stuff here. But right now, I mean, the trend in these things is, you know, it's a deal. It may not be a deal immediately. We'll see where this tracks into. But the initial dip took it to 67.11. That's the only reason that that I threw that number out there. 65 looks like your next daily low. Coming back on the upside. The number I'm going to give you now is 68.70. That's low from yesterday. So
I want to show this question here.
Okay.
Boris, don't you think the market goes up every day because everyone is afraid to short it? Yes. Absolutely correct. I give this question 100%. For sure, man. I were on market neutral. There's like people telling me, oh yeah, look, Robinhood's trading way up last night. You know, PayPal's ripping higher. S&Ps are down 10 points because the government shut down. It's a no-brainer to short. Is it? Because I'm scared to short all those stocks. I'm scared to death to short Robinhood. I don't know what Vlad is going to say tomorrow. I don't know what he's going to do. Like we were joking, you know, and we're looking at these charts of ICE, and we're looking at these charts of NDAQ, and we're looking at these charts, stocks that are not participating in this rally whatsoever. I mean, this is maybe, look at the top right chart. So ICE is down from 190 to 159 the last 2 months. And what's happening with the exchanges? Volumes should be up. You know, everybody's excited about the stock market. You know, this maybe doesn't make a lot of sense, but it does make a lot of sense when you think about Robinhood disrupting everything. They created a stock exchange on their own platform from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. What's stopping them from just continuing to, like, what do they need an exchange for? They have off-exchange market makers. Citadel can, you know, come in there and make markets too, and a lot of their orders already go there. But you think Robinhood needs a stock exchange? Hell no. They're disrupting that too. So I wouldn't want to own these stock exchanges here. You can say, oh, they look great, but they are primed for disruption as well, something we haven't talked about for a very long time. They've been getting disrupted for years. They don't make their money so much on volumes anymore because lots of the volumes are kept off exchange. Citadel, Virtue, you know, obviously a lot of the high frequency traders, you know, buy orders directly from retail, and those orders never touch the exchange. They make their money from the data. They make their money, a lot of it, by selling quotations now. You know, they never used to do that. Back when I traded, Joel, we were trading, the New York Stock Exchange was a service.
It was it.
Those quotes were free.
Yep.
But I know I pay a lot of money to ICE every single month. I have an ICE bill that comes every single month because I have to pay for my stock quotes. Well, I tell you, I don't pay for stock quotes from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. because that market's being run by /IB and, obviously the market maker over there and Hood. I mean, could they, just saying it, sorry exchanges, could they eventually just say, we don't need the exchanges at all. We can have our own internal market here running nonstop. I mean, Vlad is disrupting everything. Why not that too? So, I mean, he's kind of already got it all built there. The off-exchange market makers are already there. They probably don't need to route anything there at all. They probably don't even need their quotations. They've got enough customers that they continue to build it. They got their own quotations. So, I mean, lots of things to think about here. Lots of reasons to think that, hey, man, ICE, do we need ICE? They don't. So, I mean, yeah, Mitch, is it good for the markets to have, all captured retail flow running prices? Probably not. But I mean, if you're Vlad and you're sitting there, I do think that you're running a quasi exchange already here. You could take it a step further and run a full exchange and start your own. Man, you know what these things would do? Imagine Robinhood tomorrow announces that they're forming their own stock exchange with their own quotes, like official exchange. ICE and all of them would plummet. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Robinhood would do that.
You are just looking at the tip of the iceberg here, Dennis. So the main catalyst here for ICE is that they invested $2 billion in PreMarket. So PreMarket, which you have to use Bitcoin, but there's PreMarket and there's also Kalshi. And it's not, people are not only wagering and betting on the markets. It has now evolved into sports, politics, everything that I designed a platform for 25 years ago. You don't need to have a brokerage account. You don't need to have $25,000 to trade commodities. You could go on Kalshi. You could trade, and I'm sure you, Dennis, you could trade every play of a football game. When a team is down 21 points with 5 minutes to go, it's trading at a 2% probability to win. You could go in. I mean, it is, and we've been talking about it. Mike Franz in the SDN chat room has been talking about this with Robinhood for 2 months. And he was hoping for, I don't know if he had got to buy anything on the dip, but it's just not Robinhood they're competing with. It's Kalshi. It's what you're going to see eventually when you're in like a live football game is people are going to be watching the game. They're just going to be on their phones betting because, I've looked into this, like the feeds and everything. There's no quicker feed than being at the game and seeing what's happened. I mean,
oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah. Yep. So there's big competition. Remember my perma mall short? Remember? Yeah. It's in Robinhood is way ahead of it, with the politics have been around for a while, sports, but you could pull up PreMarket or what about the election? I'm already thinking about odds for the 2028 presidential election.
They're there.
They're too wide. And I don't
yeah.
want to start throwing orders out there yet. But
let's continue this conversation with Luke, because I know Luke likes Robinhood here as well, and he's going to be coming on in 6 minutes. And such a fabulous conversation here. I kind of wish I would have saved some of it for him, but we can recap a little bit for him as well.
Yeah.
AppLovin, the buy the dip mentality just continues. It's up another $10. Actually, it was up another 20 from when we were just talking, but just dipped. Stock is trading wild here right now. If you're wondering why Johnson & Johnson is trading down here, we have been digging looking for the note. And I've got to assume, oh no, I have it here right now. So J&J, it's a drug.
No. There was a couple news items, but I don't think those were it.
Okay. So
yeah,
J&J has been fighting this asbestos forever. And every once in a while it just implodes because you get another verdict in a case. I don't know if there was a verdict here or not, but the way it imploded here around 6:45 or 7:45 this morning makes me think like that, because this news came out at 8 o'clock on this drug news, and it looks like it hit the primary endpoint, so that would actually be good news. But J&J is trading down $4.65 here right now. I've got to assume there's a judge or something somewhere that's awarded another big asbestos, or is looking to do that. Because, we know this asbestos is the thing that's hung over the stock forever. Even though we're in this bull market here, they don't care right now. J&J is trading at all-time highs, despite, this asbestos, which is billions and billions of dollars the potential suits against them. They keep getting awards, they keep fighting. It's been appeals. There's years and years going on here. But it's a one overhang on this stock that has been here for a very long time and remains. So every time it falls $5, it's usually something like that. But I've been digging and looking for news here as well. We haven't totally found the news here yet. More news as well breaking here at 8:30. Dell raising long-term revenue and earnings growth targets here. So Dell moving up here as well. The AI party continues. I am long Dell. I remain long Dell. I've been preaching Dell for a very long time. I don't know if it was in my acronym this year. Was it in my acronym last year or this year? What was my acronym for this year? I forget. Last year was NASA with NVIDIA and Amgen, which ended up being okay, SMCI and AMD. What was my acronym this year? FADE, the FADE trade. Oh, it was. Dell was in there. It was FADE because I was saying FADE trade, meaning buy dips and sell rips, which has worked very well. AMD killed it.
Wow.
Dell killed it. Etsy, I sold too soon. I did buy the Etsy and then I sold it, and it would have killed it too. So, but I guess, it's hard to give yourself props because everything's going up.
Dell, some color.
Dell analyst meeting at at 9:30, but I guess we know what they're going to talk about at the analyst meeting.
The guidance raise, it looks strong here, and this is for annual growth. This is like long-term growth. This is going out to 2030. Company had previously expected long-term sales growth 3 to 4%. They're raising it up to 7 to 9%. Here's a kicker. The earnings per share growth, they were expecting 8% earnings per share growth. It's now over 15%. This is really strong guidance, in my opinion, from Dell.
This might have been
SMCI is your peer here too. Keep in mind, SMCI is moving higher on this.
I own nothing but Dells, and you guys have made fun of me over the years. I've had nothing but Dells. Nothing but Dells, and you guys make fun of me. All my laptops, everything. Dell. Wish I had the stock. SSCI moving. I'll just alert our traders and investors. You had a gap down off those horrible earnings, the worst possible earnings ever. You are filling that gap right now in SMCI, and above that, if that's not good enough for you, the gap fill double top at 59.25.
When Dell got down to $66 earlier this year, it was trading like 10 times earnings. It's a freaking AI stock. That was like the gift of all gifts. It continues here now. I think it's up to almost 19 times earnings here now. So it's moved a lot higher here. But I mean, this was just under $100. The gift of all gifts. You knew obviously where they are in the server space here. It's going to be huge. They're going to be a huge AI player. And now the guidance, and now you start thinking about all-time highs. $179 back in April of 2024. So we definitely got gifts back in April. If you're taking advantage of that, congratulations. You're being rewarded here today. We got a guest, special guest. You guys all know him. Hot Stocks. Luke, play that intro for us.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, a blast from the past here. Luke,
I can't
be there. Luke, where are you?
He's getting us figured out.
All right, can you try again, Joel?
Hot Stocks, Luke, the Lukester, Luke Jacobi, along. Nope. I used to always help him out with the technology at Benzinga.
Terrible technology.
Yeah. Boy, I don't know what they're doing without me running that stuff.
He's there. So he's figuring it out. So Luke's in the background there figuring it out. We'll get Luke back in here. So we're trying again.
Okay, I can hear this time.
Awesome. Hot Stocks, Luke, it's been a while here. One, where are you? Two, what are you up to?
What's going on? I'm at the Detroit airport. I've got a wedding in Colorado this weekend, and this is not a bad place to hang out a couple days early.
No, it's a beautiful place this time of year. Fall colors going to be happening here. Man, you get a little bit of snow. You can do some. Colorado's awesome here. So
beautiful.
How
are you guys doing?
No, we're doing well. We're kicking around here on the Stock Trader Network, trying to find some stock ideas, and we're like, we need some hot stocks, Luke, because last time I spoke with you about stocks, it was probably about a year ago, and you told me if there was any stock I would go all in on is Robinhood. And I mean, that was the call of like the year because the stock was trading at $35 a year ago, and you made that call, and the stock is now $145. I hope you did go all in on Robinhood. That would have been good.
I did. So I have.
He's all in, and he's retiring.
Wait. Okay, yeah. No, don't cut me short, okay? Like you're not giving me the credit I deserve. I bought about 3,000 shares at $9.13.
And you're still holding?
Still long, 100% of the position.
Holder too. Hot stocks, not only hot stocks, Luke. He's diamond hands, Luke, as well.
Yes. Yeah. So like here's the I guess the thesis with that one is, you had some of the basic stuff like the sales growth is great. The multiples were fine. They weren't like, oh my god, this is a terrific multiple. You're getting great bang for your buck, but they were fine. They weren't unreasonable. What I understood about the company was basically two things. One, they had attracted a large base of traders and users with the cheapest and lowest revenue, lowest margin products possible, which is basically, stock trading, fractional stock trading, that sort of thing. And it was pretty easy to see just based on how they talked about the company. And sorry if you guys hear the airport warning, but it was pretty easy to see based on how they talked about the company that they were going to be moving into a lot of these higher revenue, higher margin products in short order. That's options trading. They introduced futures recently. They're getting IPO allocations, and they make great margins off of just basically passing on an IPO, doing zero work. So that was one side of it. Two, college-aged cousins. They do not have a Chase bank account. They don't have a Bank of America bank account. They don't have, for you, Dennis, BMO bank account. Yep. Thanks, Joe. They have a Robinhood account that they use for checking, credit card, debit card, direct deposit from their, the working in the dorms and all that. And I'm like, holy moly. This is like a generational transfer of how where's money is going to be stored here.
And they're disrupting every industry possible right now, from betting, like obviously DKNG getting hit last week and Flutter because Robinhood's coming in and doing, getting more involved in not only sports betting, but obviously in prediction markets here as well. They're getting into. I mean, they just are disrupting everything. We just had this conversation here before you got on about Robinhood, and that's why I was like, I wanted to save some of it, so we did save some of it. But I was making an argument that we're seeing recent weakness in the stock exchanges themselves. And I mean, Robinhood is running a stock exchange from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. Why the hell can't they just run their stock exchange 24 hours a day without the exchanges? Do they need ICE? Do they need NASDAQ? Do they need the New York Stock Exchange? Probably not. They've got their own, they use their quotations, but I mean, they have enough users, they can get their own quotations going there as well. So there's an argument that entire area is ripe for disruption too. Robinhood starts attacking, starts selling data.
Yes, I don't disagree. And Dennis, do you trade futures? I think you do.
Not as much. Joel was always a futures trader. I follow futures.
Oh, Joel is the futures spoons.
I'm the stock guy. Yeah.
What would make you sell it, Luke? I mean, you have 0.5% of your portfolio in Robinhood. What would are you ever selling it? Is there, because I've talked to you before and you've had some long-term positions on, and I know you've sold them before, and of course you regret it, but is there a target? Is there, do you ever try and cute and sell calls against it? Or is this just something you're going to pass on to your kids?
No, I should take some off the table. I don't have a reason why not to. In terms of like eliminating the core position, right? I still want to maintain the position, and I'll talk about why in a second. But the position is overweighted right now as compared to probably what it should be. In terms of exiting the position in its entirety, I would have to see a couple of these things play out, a couple of like the next steps of the thesis play out, or not work essentially. So the reason I was asking about futures is I wholeheartedly believe that futures instruments are what are up next for retail. I really believe it. We're starting to see more and more retail interest in futures. That's started in earnest. I mean, like a year and a half ago. I mean, recently. You're starting to get all these options guys now into futures, and the retail brokerages make a killing off of futures traders. This is an initiative that's very new for Robinhood, and this is one of like 4 of them. That I want to see how they play out.
Boy, I tell you, Luke, and we were just discussing this with Robinhood, PreMarket, Kalshi. I mean, to open a futures account, you need a few bucks, right? And you need to be, it depends what you want to do. So I think that the reason that Robinhood and all these things is because they're a way to get your bang for the buck without futures. But if people if all the people that have been trading made so much money and now they're moving on to the futures markets, then yeah, I could see that. But they're
and the leverage is just so crazy. I think that's what a lot of what it, Joe,
Yeah.
better than anyone. What a couple of points can do.
Yeah.
And I'm
What's
just starting to
next,
see so
Luke?
much chatter and allure,
Okay.
from retail on that.
Okay. So what's next? What's the next generational pick? October 7th, 2025. Hot stock
Oh,
Luke,
you're on the spot.
combing the ditches, looking at UPS, thinking, yeah, Brown's got to go. They're going to get they got to get robots in there. Or are you just like, it's just with the market at these levels, you're just like, wow, I don't know what to buy.
No, I mean, I think now is the time. I'm generally bullish. I think now is the time. If you've been thinking about buying treasuries for a while, like do it within the next couple of months here. But Joel, can I do a tease and solidify my next appearance on this show?
Yes.
All right, I will have the next generational pick next time I'm back within the next few weeks.
Okay.
Whenever you invite me
We're
back.
bringing you back in a few weeks for your next generational pick, the next Robinhood, because you're on the phone with me and you basically gave me a 10-bagger on Robinhood here. Just gift backed it, just gifted it all up and gave it to me there. And I took it for like my scalper blood. I think I took it for 10 points and said, "Oh, this was a great trade. Thanks, Luke." And I leave 100 on the table. That's how I roll the trader blood. So we will keep that. Okay, so we won't put you on the spot for another stock market pick, but you were saying buy treasuries. Are you nervous that this market is overbought right now? Like, are you nervous that there is a rug pull coming here? Because, to think about buying treasuries is to think about being defensive. I
mean, the yields are nice. Whoever is following Powell is going to, I think, be at the, I'm not trying to get political, but just be at the whims of Donald Trump. And rates, I think, are going to come down real quick. And so if you want to lock in some yield, I think now is the time to do so, because when treasuries come down, the corporates will come down, and, your debt opportunities are just going to be more limited.
Have you had any clunkers in that portfolio? I mean, everyone likes to talk about, all the great investments and stuff. If you had any clunkers, anything like, man, I thought I was going to go, the fundamentals turned, or pretty much been able to avoid any disasters?
I mean, nothing's blowing up for like anybody, which is great.
That's we're in this mark.
I've had a lot of sideways, like the autos. Man,
yeah.
I got really excited about the autos. I thought there was, especially like U.S. autos, I thought there was a decent spur of innovation and some excitement around some of the new technologies. And then you got sort of the geopolitical climate I thought would be positive, and they do nothing. They just don't produce. 10 years, Ford has been like $12.
Yeah. Yeah, just sitting there. And I mean, that is this market that is frustrating for the guy who's sitting crunching numbers and being the value investor that he is. I mean, even Warren Buffett's approach, Burke has really done nothing here for a while here now. because it hasn't been a value market. It's been a momentum and story and growth market here. And if you're sitting with your low PE stocks, 8, 9, 10, like Joel said with the UPS, like the Ford and GMs, they're just not participating because nobody wants value. They want a story. And if you don't have a story, this market is just not interested in it whatsoever. But a sexy story, like the quantum stocks, just keep going with no revenue whatsoever to be seen anywhere near in the near future. It doesn't matter. These stocks continue to go up. So what's your approach here to
Hey, Dennis, I'm getting the last call for my flight.
All right. Okay. All
I
right.
gotta
You know
run. I
what?
just heard it on the radio.
come
All
back?
right. All right.
All right.
Well,
Talk soon, guys.
hey, hit the
See you
John there before you go real quick. And,
Yes, exactly.
have a good flight. I'm going to send you a date. Luke got married too. Everyone say congratulations to Luke. And I had a real zinger of a question for you, but
Let him
go.
go.
I don't want
Joel,
you to miss that
he's got to
flight.
his flight.
Go.
We're
All right.
out of here. See you
Take
later.
care,
Bye,
guys.
Luke. We love you, man. Ah.
And he says he's getting the last call. He's getting the last call. He's flown a lot. So he knows, this isn't like, my first flight here. That's a person that flies all the time.
Yeah,
So he gets
and
his
I
last
mean,
call. It's
but
like
they
Luke
always,
Jacobe,
I mean,
paging Luke Jacobe. They are leaving. They are leaving the runway right now.
yeah, but he's right in first class, so he just has to walk on the plane and then just go to the first class and go to the seat.
That's a good trade. 3,000 Robinhood from 9 to 146. That's a nice little trade right there.
That's an understatement, Triple D.
Okay, Brentster, you're up.
Folks, it's time to say thanks to our wonderful sponsor, Hive. This show is brought to you by Hive Digital Technologies, a global leader in green-powered data centers for Bitcoin mining. There is the chart. High performance computing and AI operating with nearly 0.5 gigawatt of renewable energy. Hive is on track to capture 3% of the world's Bitcoin production by the end of this year. In the bottom right corner, scan the QR code if you want to learn more about Hive. There's also a link in the description of this YouTube video. Thanks again to Hive Global Digital Technologies.
The stock is up 10% again here today. This stock is just in monster mode here, Hive. Wow. Yeah. That's unbelievable move this stock has had here in the last few weeks here. Hive moving up. Bitcoin's obviously moved up substantially as well, which has been a driver. We've seen some of these other miners move too, but nothing like Hive. Hive's been flying here. So nice job over there, Frank Holmes and Hive.
Real quick, I also just want to do a little bit of a programming note for our YouTube channel. Folks, you guys tune in live to PreMarket Prep every weekday, 8 to 9 a.m. But heads up, we have been starting to do more content on YouTube. So this is my encouragement here to subscribe to PreMarket Prep. We've been doing shorts. We've been doing clips from PreMarket Prep. We had a couple really good ones over the last couple weeks. We had Dennis talking about is the bull market just getting started? We have one that's going to launch today. AMD, could it be the next $1 trillion company? We had Ryan Dietrich on the other day talking about the shocking truth about S&P 500 correlation, PE correlations. If you want little bite-sized bits of pre-market prep without having to tune in for the hour, give us a sub and tune into some of our shorts content. I think you'll like it. Thanks, guys.
Wow.
Thanks to Josh Walter working in the background, working on those shorts. So trying to get
I
more
forgot
content.
that I even said the AMD could be $1 trillion company. They've grabbed it, they've shorted it. I was like, did I say that? I was like, I guess I did. I said it could be. It's not out of the realm of possibility. This could be $1 trillion company. I think I said if it hit $600 a share. Still of all my AMD, I'm hodling like AMD,
Hodler.
like Robin Hood's, like Lucas hodling Hood. That's where I'm at with AMD. Just hodling here. It's up another $10 here today. I mean, anyways, this market stocks only go up, Joel. This is just it. You see AppLovin fall 120 points. You buy it blindly because you get 60 the next day. This is the way this market is. Welcome to the relentless bull market that we have. I want to go to Tesla here for a second because Tesla stock is falling in the pre-market. And if you're looking for why it is falling, you're going to have difficulty looking for a headline. The reason it is falling today is yesterday, the rumor was that this morning they were going to announce the lower priced model. That has not happened yet. So the market is now getting nervous that yesterday's 30-point run or 25-point run that it had may be not true. So we haven't heard anything. It could just happen. I mean, Musk could just come, to his Twitter account right now and announce, but we have not seen anything coming from there yet. So Tesla's selling off here this morning because investors are like, wow, we were supposed to get this new model, cheaper price, and all of a sudden, we're just not getting it here yet this morning. It's $8.50. So we're starting to see a sell-off here. And we talked about this last night too. If they didn't announce it, stock's going to go down. They haven't announced it yet, stock is going down. Then not saying they're not going to, but as of 8:50 this morning, there's been no announcement.
So the catalyst is, it's funny, the catalyst descended up how much?
What did it run yesterday? $25.
Yeah.
But this is this market. So this is what's going to happen. It's going to go up 25 on the rumors that the car is going to get announced today. The car is not going to get announced. It's going to drop 5, and then they're just going to jack it overnight anyways, and it'll just be higher anyways. So, and then they'll actually announce it, and it'll go up like 50. So, I mean, this is how it's going to work. So Musk working it well. You guys have these rumors out there. The stock goes up anyways, doesn't sell off that much when it doesn't announce it, and then eventually goes up anyways. Don't fight the bull, folks. This is where we're at.
We'll just keep an eye on unchanged here for Tesla. If if you'd been playing it for more good news, you're looking at the mark. If been buying, that's what they want to see. The mark yesterday's high way up at 453.55. Not the high of the move yet though. High of the move is way up at 470.75.
We're moving up in this S&P. Yesterday's nervousness that the government shutdown was going to continue is long gone. Yeah, it's going to continue. And the market don't give a crap. The market cares just about as much about the government shutdown as it does about tariffs now. It doesn't care at all. If you're still worrying about tariffs and you're still worrying about government shutdowns, you're worrying about the wrong things here, folks. This market only cares about FOMO. FOMO. They don't want to miss out on the next Robinhood. They are flying into stocks here again this morning, right back up.
Right back up at yesterday's high. Right back up at yesterday's high here at 98.75, or was it 97.75? 97.75, and the high from Friday 6,800. That's all we have as far as resistance. And someone asked me, what I'm doing here with my CMA. I mean, what are you doing? It's stock? You cash it out, right, and move on and put it into something else. I mean, I don't know if I want to own Fifth Third Bank here. So,
but we heard the name for the it could be Fifth Third Field. That's not bad.
Fifth Third Field. I don't like it. I'm selling the stock right now.
It's not bad at all. Fifth Third Field. FTF, Fifth Third Field. We're speculating completely here right now. Doesn't sound that bad.
It's got the alliteration, Fifth Third Field.
Who was that tweeted that at me yesterday? That was like Fifth Third Field, because that was Jimmy. I think it was Jimmy. Yeah. Buddy Jimmy there saying Fifth Third Field doesn't sound bad. I was like, you're right. It doesn't sound bad, because I was like, Fifth Third Bank Field. Just Fifth Third Field. Sounds pretty good.
As a shareholder, I'm voting against it.
As a shareholder, I'm a Comerica. I don't want to change the name from Comerica. We don't know. Maybe they won't change the name from Comerica. We have no inside scoop on that whatsoever. IBM, Big Blue, new all-time highs. Did it hit new all-time highs this morning? I believe it did.
Yes, it did.
You did?
Yep.
New all-time highs, Big Blue. Denny's happy. His long-term portfolio had AMD yesterday. This GSRT thing started to go. We got IBM moving here this morning. It's been a good run. But you know what? It's been a good run for everyone. So everybody's just making money together. So let's have a party. IBM and Anthropic partner to advance enterprise software development with proven security in governments. This was announced at 6 a.m. this morning. And IBM is trading up a cool $10, $9 now on this Anthropic AI partnership. I said IBM, I believe, and actually I couldn't have timed this one better. I bought this thing at 238, I think, on that little dip back in September, right at the beginning of the month. So, yeah, I'm in here. Big Blue, making me some money this morning. Do I sell, Joel?
So I'm gonna give you a price, and you're gonna go, what is what you're gonna do? Okay.
Okay. I'm ready.
This hit 314.77.
What? Did it hit 314? Did it hit 314?
314.77.
What time did it hit 314?
314.77.
At what time?
Right
at 6 a.m. when the news hit?
6:30.
6:19.
Yeah.
19 minutes after the news. Those news well, it's not the news algo, that's 19. This is so people just get so excited. Okay, one thing
human.
about this market, it's not called buy the rip, it's called buy the dip. So when the stocks like IBM rip up 30 points, it's not called buy the rip. So you don't want to be buying rips, buy dips. You're getting a dip now here in IBM with the news in it. Maybe it's more prudent to be buying it now as opposed to buying it when it's 314 this morning. Wow, there's some crazy moves in this market.
Yep. So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I don't know if you're going to get back up to 314.
I originally bought this thing, I remember, at 125, and somebody tweeted at me and they're like, why would you buy IBM at 125? This clearly on the chart is going to 115. You just wasted yourself 10 points, and he called me an idiot. It is now $298, and it never did hit 115 back then. So now I've scalped in and out of it a couple of times. So, but yeah, it never got back down there. It was 2023. So I almost got the bottom on that one too. Entries I'm pretty good at. Exits, I always exit too early. That's usually my problem. You gotta be like hot stocks, Luke. Hold those for 1,000%.
Do you know who was in this stock for a long time and they got out?
I do not.
Warren.
Warren got out. He
Yep.
sold Big Blue. He was in it. I don't remember him being in Big Blue.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Warren was. Yep.
Here, I got it. Carmen's in our chat in STN, and Carmen gives me so many good tips. Do not trade your investments. This is the best tip of the day. Correct. The problem is everybody, because we full disclosure, everybody knows my investments and everybody's telling me about my investments all the time. I'm getting like advice coming at me left, right, and center. And you know what? It's not just that. It's just that I'm a trader. And the trader blood in me always makes me want to like sell too soon. But that is the best advice we can get, Carmen. I completely agree with you. Have two separate accounts, one for investing, one for trading, and stop logging into your trading or into your investing one. Trade whatever you want, get in and out, have all your fun. But we've got to stop trading our long-term investments because we can see those long-term investments, a la who we just had with Luke Jacobe on, can really grow real wealth if you don't look at them.
Can I make a suggestion? Don't look at your direct messages. And then you won't.
Don't look at my DMs. Don't look at. Because every time my stock pops 10%, I get a message. What are you doing with this? What are you doing with this? What are you doing with this?
Yes.
Denny, I know you're in there. What are you doing with your Tesla? Denny, I know you're in there.
They're working you, baby. They're working you.
Denny, I know you're in there. What are you doing with your IBM? That's coming today.
You know what? You know what the sad thing is too? Is because they can just join the Stock Trader Network and they can get your information for an extra 3 hours a day. I don't understand. I don't understand why people don't.
Well, but they find the information for free out there. So you know what? We're in such a bull market here right now, though. This is like, it's hard, like, to, people don't have to pay for information because they all think they're geniuses right now. And maybe some of them are. Luke Jacobe, pretty genius move to hold that from 1,000% on that Robinhood. But I mean, when we get into the bear markets, that's where people are like, oh,
that's when we get our best viewers.
We do. Our viewership always goes up when the market's going down because people come to us and like, oh, my gosh, my portfolio's down 50%. What do I do now? We got to talk and we talk you through it and do all that. Right now, it's dartboard market. Throw 3 darts, get 3 letters, buy the stock, and it probably goes up. We're all geniuses right now, including me. We're all geniuses right now. But I've always made the most money. I've said this before on this show. My best years, I can go through them.
Down markets.
My best trading year ever. The most money I ever made was 2008. Then the financial crisis. 2007 was the clear number 2. 2009 was number 3. All around the financial crisis. Why? Because stocks go down a lot faster than they go up, and you can make a lot more money on the short side. And the other reason is inefficiencies just explode. I love trading inefficiencies. And that's, just basically mispricings in the market. So anyways, that's where we're at. We have only 20 seconds left. Final thoughts, Joel. I'll let you go first.
My final thoughts are 6,800. All-time high. There we are. We're 3 ticks away. If you want to call it resistance, tread lightly because that's it. That's all you got. Air above that. We won't have like any economic data. We do have some Fed speak. So if you want to look like for something to like, oh no, the market, going down here. Maybe, oh, well, I don't think interest rates go up. That's the only potential thing that I see out there is maybe a little bit of Fed speak. But that's it.
My
for the,
final thing is buy
Yeah.
the dip. Just buy the dip. Blindly working right now. No point to fighting it. Last night, house down 15 handles because, oh my gosh, government's going to stay shut down. You think this market cares? It don't care.
Who cares?
Algos care. They're stupid. Humans, buy the